Hi, welcome to Briones Pickleball. My name is Jordan Briones, and in today's video, we're going to talk about how to master the block or reset volley. Let's jump right in. All right, so before we get started, if you're not subscribed to this YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button and also hit that little bell icon so that you can be notified every time we release a new video. We really appreciate it. All right, so like I said in the intro, in this video, we're going to be talking about how to master the block or reset volley. All right, so there's going to be many times in a game that you are playing and your opponent is attacking you. And let's say if they are hitting down at you and hitting in a trajectory that is headed down at your feet or down at your body, those are some times that you may want to hit that reset volley instead of counterattacking. Okay, so that's what we're going to be talking about today. I have my wife Katrina on the other side of the net here. She's going to start with feeding me the ball really slow, like with a slow or medium feed, okay? And then I'm going to work on my technique for this reset volley, okay, or block volley. And what I mean by this is I'm going to be doing my best to take pace off of the ball, and I'm trying to get the ball to land in front of her feet. So in trying to force her to hit a low contact or trying to get that ball to land in her non-volley zone. Okay, all right, so this is how you can start to develop that blocked volley. Now, we're gonna break it down here. As you can see, I'm not moving the paddle almost at all, okay? It's very stable. And in this video, we're gonna go over 3 key things and 3 key adjustments that you can make when you are hitting this blocked volley, trying to reset it or hit a neutral ball in front of your opponent. All right, so the very first adjustment that you can make when you are choosing to reset the ball is the grip pressure, okay? So we talk about this in a lot of the videos. Obviously, a really tight grip pressure. If you have a really tight grip pressure and that ball is bouncing off your paddle, you're going to have a lot of force off that paddle, okay? If you have a lighter grip pressure, you know, that ball is gonna absorb and you're gonna be able to take more pace off of the ball. So I really encourage you to, start with around a 3 or 4 grip pressure, a really light grip pressure, so you can feel the ball come in, impact your paddle, and then it can kind of absorb it a little bit and take some pace off. Okay, so the grip pressure is the very first thing that you can adjust. So we'll do the same thing, and then you know what? I'm actually going to take a step back here. I was here right at the non-volley zone line, but this shot you're going to want to get good at anywhere in this transition zone. So I'm going to take a step back. Katrina is going to hit the same kind of balls at me, and I'm going to do my best to try to reset it at her feet by alone just changing and adjusting my grip pressure. Okay, here we go. Okay, so you can tell right there, I mean, if you can see how I'm gripping this paddle, it's really light, and I'm just letting that ball come to me and meeting that ball out in front. Hi, if you're really liking this content, go ahead and give this video a like. It really helps us out. Now, let's get right back to the video. All right, so now let's jump into number 2, the second adjustment that you can make when you are hitting these reset volleys, and that is the amount of push or lift you give the ball. Okay, so what I mean by this is that if you're further back from that non-volley zone line, I may have to push it or lift it a little bit, give it a little nudge so I can, gain that distance and get it up and over the net. When I was up here hitting those block volleys, I'm not volleying or pushing the ball up at all or out at all because I'm really close to the net. Okay, so the further back I am, I may have to push it or nudge it a little bit and lift it up so that I can get it up and over the net. Okay, so here we go, same thing. Okay, that was a little push there. Okay. All right, so that's a second adjustment that you can make, is how much you push or help the ball over. All right, so now let's jump into the third adjustment. All right, so now let's jump into the third and final adjustment that you can make when you're working on mastering this reset or block volley, and that is your paddle angle. What do I mean by that? You can see in this camera here, my edge guard is facing the ground. Now, if I hit any block volleys like this, it's almost guaranteed it's gonna go into the net, okay? Because with my paddle perpendicular, this edge guard to the ground, the ball is just gonna bounce right off the paddle and it's gonna go right into the net. So I obviously want to have some angle to it so that this paddle face is facing up, so that it can ricochet or bounce off my paddle face and go up and over the net. So this slight adjustment that I can make is the more I open up my paddle, the higher that ball is going to go, right? And the more it's closed, I'm going to more have a linear path that ball is going to travel, okay? So that's one thing I really want to be mindful of when I'm hitting this reset shot. If I'm not getting enough height or clearance over the net, I really want to try to open up my paddle face a little bit more. Okay, here we go. So that was some good height there. Good. It's good height over the net. Nice and consistent there. That was a tough one. Okay, good. Okay. All right, so that was the third and final adjustment. Now we're gonna go over two other things that really can affect how you hit the shot. And the very first thing that you want to consider is the speed or the pace of the incoming ball. Okay, with the three adjustments that we just went over that you can make when you are trying to hit this reset volley, the pace of the incoming ball that your opponent is going to hit is going to slightly change the adjustments that you're going to have to make, right? So let's say if she hits a really hard ball with a lot of pace, okay, I'm not going to have to help it over as much. And then my grip pressure, I'm going to definitely want to loosen a little bit because that ball is just coming so hard, okay? So let's say it's at my feet and it's a lot softer and slower. I'm going to maybe have to tighten up my grip pressure, right? And then I'm going to have to maybe push and help that ball over, okay? So you have to be mindful of the incoming pace that your opponent is sending you. All right, so considering that, why don't you hit me different balls to my forehand, to my backhand, lower, okay, slower, and then also like faster balls, okay? So try to mix it up, and I'm going to try to adjust my grip pressure, how much I help it over, okay, my paddle angle, and now I'm making adjustments based on how fast and the pace that ball is coming at me, okay? Here we go. Good. Good. So notice how she's just feeding me the ball and catching it. Now this is a really good drill that you can do with a partner when you're starting out. But now I'm gonna hit a reset shot and then you just keep attacking, and then I'm gonna do my best to keep trying to reset the ball. And this is just a really good drill, practicing here in this transition zone, and if I lift the ball up a little bit, she's going to attack it again. So I gotta be ready to reset it again, okay? Here we go. That was tough. Little jam up there. Ooh. Okay. All right. So those are the slight adjustments I'm making, right? As she's giving me different balls, slower balls, faster balls with different spin. Now let's jump into the second thing to consider. All right, so along with the different pace that she's going to send me, I really want to be mindful of my contact point, how low or high my contact point is. Okay, so if she's making me contact low here, I'm going to make sure I have to go low to high and clear that net for it to drop up and over. So I'm going to make sure I have to give it a little bit extra, you know, either tightening up my grip, opening that paddle angle a little bit more, or I'm gonna have to help it over as well, okay? So if she's hitting me low balls, knee below or lower, I'm really going to make sure I give it enough. Just try to remember where you are contacting the ball, you know, up here somewhere or lower. If it is lower, I'm going to have to help that ball a little bit more and give it a little bit more, okay? So let's do a few more. I'm conscious about all the things the three things that I could adjust, and also the pace of the ball, and also where I'm contacting it, okay? Here we go. All right, so those were the 3 adjustments and 3 tips that we have for you to improve and master that block or reset volley. All right, remember, every time your opponent attacks you, it doesn't mean that that's going to be a good time to counterattack. There's many situations and scenarios that you're better off hitting a block or reset volley into their non-volley zone so that you and your partner could get back in and take control of the net up at the non-volley zone line. Thanks so much for joining us in this video, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching. For more free pickleball tips, head on to brionespickleball.com. Also, before you go, don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel and also hit that little bell icon so that you can be notified each time we release a new video. Thanks so much, and we'll see you in the next one.